Yeah, that's correct. It's a move that almost felt imminent over the past year and loomed over the Bucks throughout this entire past season. But even with all of that buildup, it really doesn't soften the blow of watching the face and heart of this franchise move on to the Miami Heat. Now, there were reports leading up to this week that both the Heat and Boston Celtics were in the mix to land Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it was ultimately Miami that offered a trade package worth refusing, sending Tyler Hero, making his return to Milwaukee, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Kasparas Yakuchonis to Milwaukee, as well as 3 first-round picks, which includes tonight's 13th overall pick in the NBA draft and first-rounders in 2031 and 2033. The Bucks are also getting a second-round pick and a pick swap. So a lot of young talent on its way to Milwaukee, but the Bucks trading away a fan favorite in Bobby Portis, who played a key role during that 2021 title run. And of course, their greatest player in franchise history, Giannis Antetokounmpo, along with being a 10-time NBA All-Star. He leaves as the Bucks' all-time leader in a laundry list of categories: points, rebounds, assists, blocks, triple doubles, field goals made, free throws made, games and minutes played. Now, along with winning back-to-back MVP honors, he also brought the Bucks their first NBA championship in 50 years. But after 13 seasons, the Giannis era comes to an end. Now, Giannis had undoubtedly put pressure on the Milwaukee Bucks over the years to be a championship caliber team, and with the team not wanting to part ways, the two just kept doing the same dance. The Bucks made a move, and Giannis would recommit. It's ultimately what led the Bucks to their first championship in 50 years, but it's also what boxed them in financially. And with the Bucks left with nowhere to turn, they granted Giannis's wish of being traded.
You have short windows in the NBA to build towards contention and actually contend, and we didn't want to waste time in putting our team in the best position to do that.
If we go back to January of 2018, the Bucks had just fired Jason Kidd, and in March, Giannis began setting expectations. In Greek, Giannis said everyone had to do their part to win a championship, and if that didn't happen, change would be necessary, even if that meant moving on from each other, and that message was received.
I think there's a genuine excitement about where we can go. I think a genuine understanding of how much work we have to put in to get there.
In May, the Bucks hired Mike Budenholzer and saw instant results, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2001. But even then, the pressure remained. That May, a source close to Giannis told ESPN that reaching the NBA Finals wasn't just a goal. In fact, it could tip the scales as he weighed his future in Milwaukee.
But we can get better, and that's the amazing part about it. A lot of teams can say they can get better, but we can get better.
A push off the miss. Giannis!
So with that, fast forward to 2020.
Here's Antetokounmpo on the open floor.
Giannis won his second straight MVP, but the Bucks again came up short,
Butler
losing in the conference semis. And with just 1 year left on his contract, Milwaukee knew the stakes. So that November, the Bucks made a swing, trading for Drew Holiday.
It really made me feel like they wanted me to be here. So, that's always a good feeling.
Giannis clearly approved because a month later, he recommitted, signing the Supermax.
This is my home, this is my city. I'm excited to be a part of this organization.
It's over.
The Bucks reached the mountaintop 7 months later as NBA champions, but still, the message remained. Following the championship, Giannis told GQ magazine, quote, "Me and my family chose to stay in this city for now. In 2 years, that might change." Well, that 2-year window wasn't accidental. The Supermax included a player option, meaning after the 2024-25 season, control would shift squarely to Giannis, and right on schedule, the pressure returned. At the end of the 2023 season, Milwaukee earned the top seed in the East, only to be stunned by Miami in the first round, and shortly after, the Bucks would fire Mike Budenholzer. They'd ultimately promote Adrian Griffin, and with the window open for another extension, Giannis told the New York Times he needed to see championship-level commitment before re-signing.
And we begin with the Milwaukee Bucks blockbuster trade.
Well, what'd they do that September? A stunning blockbuster trade that brought Damian Lillard to Milwaukee. And then just weeks later, Giannis recommitting again, signing a 3-year extension.
I don't have to think about that. I don't need the media talks to be about my contract and if I'm going to stay, if I'm going to leave, because I knew in my heart that I wanted to stay.
But the stability didn't last. In January of 2024, even despite a 30-13 record, the Bucks fired Griffin mid-season.
I don't make that decision.
Doc Rivers then took over, and Milwaukee never regained its footing.
You can see the disappointment.
Another first-round exit in 2024.
This is the ball game.
And then another in 2025.
Driving through the paint gives the Pacers a lead with 1.3.
That's when the tone really started to shift, leading to an ESPN report that for the first time in his career, Giannis was open-minded about whether his best long-term future was still in Milwaukee. And in a last-ditch effort to stay competitive, the Bucks absorbed a massive cap hit by waiving Damian Lillard to add Miles Turner. And while Giannis tipped off the season in Milwaukee, the Bucks struggled more than ever, missing the playoffs. And for the first time in 8 years, the cycle couldn't reset. Ashley Washburn, Team J4 Sports.